Hi guys, Mrs. Campbell again. Today we're starting a new module, Module 19, which is going to be involving problem solving. And we're going to be using data. Data is just information that you collect about people or things, like how many students are wearing brown shoes and how many students are wearing black shoes and how many students are whatever, or like how many kids like dogs, how many kids like cats. You can keep track of all that in data, or that's all data that you can keep track of in charts like what we're looking at today. Today we're going to be looking at two different kinds of tables to record information. The first table is going to be called a tally table because you use tally marks. Another type of table that we're going to be looking at is called a frequency table, where we're actually going to write the number over here in the blank. Instead of having to count the tally marks, we have the number there where the digit that we could actually look at and not have to stop and count again. One of the things before we get started, I wanted to talk to you about tally marks. Tally marks are just lines that are written down, and they're grouped by 5. You'll have 4 down and 1 across to make 5. So if you see a design like this, you can automatically count that 5. You don't have to sit there and count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can just look at it and say that's 5. That's 5. Now this is less than 5 because it doesn't have the cross one on it. So when you have it like this, it's 4 down and 1 across. That's 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and learn today about using a strategy to make a table, to organize data, and to solve problems. Okay, so let's unlock this first problem. It says the students in Alicia's class voted for their favorite ice cream flavor. They organized the data in this tally table. How many more? Okay, what do you, I see that. Remember, I always try to point that out. How many more means somewhere you're going to subtract, right? Somewhere in the problem, might be a 2-step problem, but somewhere you're going to subtract. How many more students chose chocolate than strawberry? So can you see the two numbers that we might want to be subtracting here? Another way to show data is in a frequency table. A frequency table uses numbers to record the data. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to find out how many more students chose what kind of ice cream as their favorite. Look at the question again. How many more students chose what? Chocolate than what? Strawberry as their favorite. Okay, so what information am I given? Okay, so over here, the information that you're given, you're given the data about favorite what in the tally table? Favorite ice cream flavors. Favorite ice cream flavors in the tally table. Okay, so now we're going to have a strategy. We're going to make a plan. So we're going to count what are these called? First thing to do is to count the tally marks. So tally marks. They don't give us a very big space here to write on, do we? We're going to count the tally marks. Then I will put the numbers in a frequency table, which is this table here, and compare the numbers of students who chose what? Chocolate rather than strawberry. So we'll choose the number of students who chose chocolate to the number of students who chose strawberry. Okay, so now we're going to have to look back up at this top. And if ever I'm working too fast for you, just pause the video and catch up and then start back over so that we can stay together. Okay, so now we're going to go over here and look at these charts. Look at these charts. Okay, so on the vanilla, remember we can just count that as 5, and then 2 more. 5 plus 2 is what? Is 7. So we're just going to put the number 7 there. Now, if you're ever given this on a test of some sort, you could always write the number right here next to that tally marks so that you don't have to go recount it all the time. You don't have to redo a whole new table, but this is just showing you how you can transfer the information from a tally chart down to a frequency, or tally table down to a frequency table. So the vanilla is 7. The next flavor is chocolate, CHOCOLATE. And how many's in the chocolate? You have 5 here, and then 3 more. What's 5 plus 3? Right, it's 8. Okay, and then the third flavor is strawberry, STRAWBERRY. And how many strawberries? Now we got less than 5 because there's no crossbar on this one, right? But if we count them, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 there. So we counted the tally marks. What did we record for vanilla? Vanilla, we recorded what? 7. Write the other flavors and record that. We already did that. Okay, to compare the number of students who chose strawberry and the number of students who chose chocolate, you have to subtract. Now, trying to figure out which one to put first, we have chocolate and strawberry. We have 8 and 4 here. Which one do we have to put in first if this is a subtraction problem? The largest one or the smallest one? Right, always put the larger number first. So that would be 8, and you're going to take the 4 away. So 8 minus 4 equals 4. So 4 more students chose chocolate as their favorite flavor. Okay, did you follow that? I hope you can see. Okay, flip it over to the back. We're on 624. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you the page number. Hopefully you found it okay. 624. We're going to keep working with tally charts and with the frequency tables. Okay, so the second problem says, 2 classes in Carter School grew bean plants for a science project. The heights of the plants after 6 weeks are shown in the tally table over here. The plants were measured to the nearest inch. How many fewer? Okay, so you can compare again, so you're going to subtract. How many fewer bean plants were 9 inches tall than 7 and 8 inches combined? Do you see that word combined? And you see the word here and. You're going to add these two. When it says those and those combined, it means you can put them together. And then you can subtract these two numbers. The total of this and that number you're going to subtract. So let's see. Let's look back over here. It says, what do I need to find? We need to find, what does the question say? Recopy the question. How many fewer bean plants were, and then 9 inches, you can do 9 with 2 little marks up above it, kind of like quotation marks. That stands for inches. 9 inches tall, then 7 inches and 8 inches combined. That's what we have to find. So what information are we given? The tally chart gives data, tally chart data about bean plant heights. Okay, up here the tally chart up here gives us all the information about how tall the plant is and how many plants are that height. How many plants have that many inches or that many inches tall? Okay, so what is my plan or strategy? So you got to have a plan when you're solving a problem. So what's the first thing we're going to do? The first thing we need to do is we need to count those tally marks, right? So we're going to count tally marks and put the data. Can you see that? And put the data in the frequency table. Then we're going to add the number of 7-inch plants with the 8-inch plants. Then compare the sum to the number of 9-inch plants. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we need to do is we need to look over at this tally chart and put it in our frequency table. Okay, so the title is up here, bean plant heights. So you need to put that in there, bean plant heights. Height in inches. And this will be the number is going to go over here. Instead of tally marks, it's the number. We're going to write the digit or the digits. Okay, so we can fill this column in, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 7 inches tall, 8 inches tall, 9 inches tall, and 10 inches tall. Then over here, we're going to count up those tally marks. So this, and on the 7, the ones that were 7 inches tall, we have 5, and then we count the ones that are left over. 6, 7, 8, 9, because there's 4 more. So there's 9. How many 8-inch plants were there? There's 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so there are 8 8-inch plants. That's easy to remember. Then on the 9-inch plants, we can count by 5s. Remember when we have that cross mark? 5, 10, and then 2 more, 11, 12. And then on the 10-inch plants, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9. So now we have the information. It's easy to see. It's easy to look over there and see what we're looking at. You just have to remember that this side over here is the inches. The right side is how many plants are that many inches tall. Okay, so now we said we're going to count the tally marks and put it in a frequency table. Now we're going to add the number of 7-inch plants with the number of 8-inch plants. So we're going to add up 9 plus 8. That's 7-inch plants. And this is the 8-inch plants. That's how many there are, okay? So what is 7 plus 8? There are 17 plants that are 7 to 8 inches tall, okay? Now it says here we're going to compare the sum to the number of 9-inch plants. Okay, so we combine the 7 and 8-inch plants. We have this total. Now we're going to subtract the number of how many 9-inch plants there are. There are 12 9-inch plants. 9-inch plants. And we're going to see how many more 7 to 8-inch tall plants there were than 9-inch tall. So 17 minus 12 is what? 5. So there are 5 more plants that are 7 to 8 inches tall combined than 9-inch plants. Okay, so now let's look down at the very bottom. I think you can see that question. It says, suppose the number of 3-inch plants, so 3-inch plants aren't on here, right? So we're just making up another number. 3-inch plants was half the number of 8-inch plants. How many 3-inch plants were there? So okay, so we got to find out first of all, how many 8-inch plants are there? There are 8. There are 8-inch plants. I don't know how to write that. I guess I could use words. So there are 8-inch plants, right? And if half of them were 3 inches, if half of 8, so what is that? 8 divided by what? If you're dividing it in half, you're dividing it by 2, right? Into 2 different groups. What is 8 divided by 2? What is half of 8? It is 4. There would be 4, so there would be 4 3-inch plants if you were to take half the number of plants, of 8-inch plants, to be the number of 3-inch plants. Okay, let's go on to the next page, 625. It says here, the students in 3 third-grade classes recorded the lengths of their shoes to the nearest centimeter. The data are in the tally table. Count the tally marks and put the data in a frequency table. how many more, okay, that tells you again you're going to subtract how many more shoes were 18 or 22 inches or centimeters long combined. So you're going to add the 18 and the 22 totals compared to the 20 centimeters long one. Okay, so to find the number of shoes that are 18 or 20 centimeters, we've got to go ahead and fill in this frequency table. I think it's going to be easier for us to figure out the numbers and faster. Okay, now we have boys and we have girls. So some of the boys have 18-inch shoes and some of the girls have 18-inch shoes. Now, the question here didn't say just the boys or just the girls. So we're gonna end up adding those up at the end anyway. Okay, so how many boys have 18-inch shoes? Okay, yeah, 5 plus one more is what? 6. So you're going to put that in the chart. How many girls have 18-inch shoes or 18 centimeter shoes? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 would go over here. Okay, how about the 19? It's just one group. So that's 5 because it's got the cross mark. And then there are 4 girls that have 19-inch shoes. And then on the boys with 20 centimeter, not inches. Inches, those would be huge old feet. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so on 20 centimeter long shoes, there are 5, 6, 7, 8 boys that had the 20 centimeter long ones, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 girls that had 20 centimeter long shoes. Okay, on 21 centimeter long, we have 5, 6, 7 on the boys and just 5 on the girls. And on the 22 centimeter long, boy, there's a bunch of them. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 boys and 5, 6, 7 girls. Okay, so now we have our information down here. It's easier to see. This is how long the shoes are. This is how many boys. This is how many girls. So okay, so let's just do it the way we're supposed to do it. Okay, so how many more shoes were 18 or 22 centimeters long combined than 20 centimeters long? So the first thing we have to do is find the number of shoes that were either 18 or 22 centimeters long. So you're going to have to do the boys and the girls. And I started it here for you. 6 plus what? You got to do the boys and then the girls plus 4. And that's on the 18. And now we have to do the 20 centimeter long ones here. And so we're going to go 8 plus 9. Okay, so what is 6 plus 4? 6 plus 4 is 10. What's 8 plus 9? That's 17. What is 10 plus 17? All you do is change the tens place, right? So 10 plus 17, you give one more to the tens place and 17, so that's 27. Okay, so now we have to find the number of shoes. So there were 27 shoes, there were 27 shoes that were 18 or 22 centimeters long. Oh, I messed up. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Can we go back and erase a little bit on that one? I've gotten in too much of a hurry. Okay, so they were 18 or 22 centimeters. I went 20 here. So the second set of numbers we need to erase, okay? Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Miss Campbell is just not with the program today. Sorry. Okay. All right, so we got the boys and girls that were 18 centimeters long, but now we need to do the ones that are 22 centimeters long. So 22 centimeters are here, so 9 plus 7. Okay, what is 9 plus 7? 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 plus 10 is 26. Okay, do y'all see that? 18 plus 22. The 18-inch long with the 22-inch long. Now, to find the number of shoes that were 20 centimeters long, you go over here, and there's two numbers. There's boys and girls, that were 20 centimeters long. There's an 8 for boys and a 9 for girls. What is 8 plus 9? That is 17. So this is how many were 20 inches long. Now we're going to find the difference between the shoes that were 18 or 22 centimeters long and the shoes that were 20 centimeters long. We have to subtract them. So these two numbers here we're going to subtract. Now which number do I need to put first? Always put the largest number first when you're subtracting. So 26 minus 17. Now we're not doing the size of the shoe, we're doing how many shoes were those was that length, right? So 26, I'm gonna have to stack them. 26 minus 17. Okay, if you go 6 minus 7, you can't do that, can you? Because 6 is smaller than 7, so you have to go next door, you have to borrow from that 2, it becomes a 1. The 6 becomes 16. Now, 16 minus 7 is 9, and 1 minus 1 is 0, so it would be 9. So there were 9 more shoes that were 18 or 22 centimeters long than 20 centimeters long. Whew, that was a rough one. Good job for hanging in there. And you can go back and re-listen to this if you're confused, so you know that you can do that. Okay, so number 2. How many fewer, okay, when it says how many fewer, that means that you're going to subtract somewhere. How many fewer boys' shoes were 19 centimeters long than 22 centimeters long? So we're just looking at who? Just looking at the boys. The boys at 19 were 5. And 22, the boys at 22 were 9. So we're going to go 9 minus 5 equals 4. There's 4 fewer boys that were 19 centimeters long than 22 centimeters long. Okay, so now let's go down here to number 3 at the bottom. It says, what if the lengths of 5 more boys' shoes measured 21 centimeters? How would the table change? Okay, well, it says if the length of 5 more boys' shoes measured 21 centimeters. So if we have 9 already that measure 22 centimeters, wait, 21, I'm sorry, 21, I'm like, oh wait, something's going wrong. Okay, so we're looking at that 7. What if the length of 5 more boys' shoes measured 21? How would the table change? So if it measured 21, if there's 7 already and there were 5 more, what are you going to do? Right, you're going to add. So you're going to go 7 plus 5 more equals 12. So there would be 12 shoes that were 20, actually boys' shoes that were 21 inches long. Okay, the last one says how many fewer, so that means you're going to subtract, right? How many fewer girls' shoes than boys' shoes were measured? Okay, so what we have to do then is we have to add up all of the boys' shoes, add up all the girls' shoes, and then we subtract. Okay, so I'm going to do it up here in the table, and that's easier because I don't have to rewrite it. So what is 6 plus 5 is 11. 8 plus 7 is 15, and then 9. So what is 11? 11 plus 15 plus 9. Okay, I'm going to match up this 1 and 9. That's 10 plus 5 is 15. 5, carry the 1, 1, 2, 3. So there are 35 boys' shoes. Okay, and let's look at the girls' shoes here. We have 4 plus 4 is 8. 9 plus 5 is 14, and then we have 7. So I'm going to switch it and put 14 on the top because I like my 2-digit numbers on the top. You don't have to, but you can. 14 plus 8 plus 7. Add those up. So 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 plus 7 is 19. Put the 9 down, carry the 1. 1, 2, 29. There are 29 girls' shoes, right? Now it says here, how many fewer girls' shoes were there than boys' shoes that were measured? So what am I going to do with those two numbers? How many fewer means you're going to subtract them. It doesn't say how many were there all together. It says how many fewer, you're comparing them. So 35 minus 29. Okay, what is 5 minus 9? You can't do it, right? So you have to go borrow. The 3 becomes a 2. The 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So the answer is there are 6 more shoes. More boys' shoes. Okay. All right. Phew. Okay, so what I want you to do on your own is I want you to do the back of this page. There's 4 problems on the back. It includes a chart up here that already has the numbers written in, so that makes it a little bit easier. And then you can do page 627 and 628. Do those on your own. Take a picture of those 3 pages and make sure you post them on the assignment so that you can get credit for your work. So good luck and enjoy using your tables. Bye.